Well, haha, good evening and welcome to the Tessa-Marie Thursday night show. Tonight we have a guest and his name is Tarun Shamar, and Tarun is going to give us some really good information on the things we would like to have. So here's Tarun. I'm going to let him in right now. So send a little note, Tarun, and make sure here you go. Here we are. So who is joining us? Hi, Ali. Ali, you're on time. 1 minute early. That is so amazing.
Hi, Tessa.
Hi, Turan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm rested after our
Well
2 hours.
rested. Awesome. And
Let me send some notes out to the others. Hold on, okay?
Sure. Okay. Absolutely.
Um, I'm sending them out so you can only really send them out at this time. So I'm just making sure everybody.
Okay. Awesome.
So,
Again, like this is, I'm still new to this. My second one in this week, so must be doing something right.
uh-huh.
People like yourself are inviting me for this. It really is an honor. It's a privilege, and I
I'm just
consider.
sending
Hello,
out.
hello, Ali. And it's an honor, it's a privilege that you consider me worthy of your time. Thank you so much for that.
Here we go. We did it. So we
We
sent
made
it.
it.
So that's the most important thing. Yeah, so Ali is a really great supporter of ours, and Ali's always on. He
Hello,
comes.
Donato.
Hi, Donato. So how are you? So anyway, so yeah, Ali comes and he joins us all the time. It's such a pleasure to have him. And Nikki's there. So it was interesting. When I saw you on Nikki's live, not when you did the live,
Mhm.
but and I did send a notification to everybody, so I'm hoping they saw us and drop in to say hello.
Mhm.
So when we did that, when I saw you, when you came on, when I was on with Nikki,
Mhm.
that intrigued me a lot.
Hi, Nikki.
Because your energy was just out there and I wanted to tap that. So
Thank you
then I
so much.
searched you a little bit and I found out besides being relatively new to Canada, you had other attributes that I was interested in, things that I liked. And when I interview someone, the bio is not important to me at all. The bio is always on the internet. The bio is on the page. The bio is somewhere. I wanted to dig deeper. And I wanted to find something that would bring you out what it is that made you so unique. And it intrigued me to find out you're a young man. You came to Canada. It hasn't been many years, but you have made a decision that you are going to own your own home. And that is huge. And
Mhm.
that is one of the biggest single investment any human being makes in their life is owning their own home. So for you to do that, and then for you to show up and talk about it. And then I looked at you and you were interested. You said, I'm going to get your book on the controlling the debt monster. So I said, this is a
Absolutely.
mind that wants to learn. This is somebody you can help. You can propel them to success.
Mhm.
And then I thought, well, he's already got his feet wet. He's into the market already. He's great. So what else I can bring out of him? Then I found out you're a trainer. You train people and physical health is important to you. And I align that with my 5 pillars of prosperity, which is your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and your financial health. And I see them when you have a lot of anything, whether it's love, whether it's charming stuff, it's still a prosperous thing to have. And there you
Absolutely.
are with this wonderful, gift that you realize physical health is amazing. Then in your conversation, you let slip out abundance belief, and
Mhm.
then you came again with a few others. So I want to find out from you first what it is that drove you to choose Canada amongst all the other countries in the world that you came to?
Okay,
As you,
that is a and thank you so much for your kind words. Let me start off by saying that, and I feel humbled that you saw all those things, me talking about all those things, and you thought that I'm worthy of this time. So thank you so much for that.
you're welcome.
To answer your question, why I chose Canada, I'm going to be pretty honest about it. Uh, so uh, I was back in India, as you know, and my partner, my girlfriend, is from Poland, and we've been in a long distance relationship for the last 4 years, 5 years. So we wanted to move to a place where it's easy for both of us to migrate and not have this sword of being kicked out of the country or losing a job and all those things. And just doing a lot of research, I saw that Canada is very inviting of new immigrants and people who have skill in terms of their qualifications, their language skills, and all those things. And just looking at the happiness index, how people are happy here, or people are so polite and nice and friendly, all those things, a combination of
All of those
everything.
things, yeah? All of that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought I just had this in me that maybe this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is where my people are probably, and I think I'll be successful in this country if I move here, and so just by that gut feel, that you feel that instinct that okay, maybe I should be there. So, and I just love how things operate in North America, how systematic things are, and how nice people are. So, just all those, a combination of all those factors just made me make that decision that I want to move here.
That is really true. But Canada has a point system. So
Hmm.
what was your biggest asset? Because without the point system, you're not getting here. You have to have something to offer Canada. And that goes back to the inception.
Hmm.
Because Canada was, as you know, colony, just like India and
Hmm.
Dominican colonies of England.
Hmm.
And there was always when they always needed somebody with skilled trade. Always. That's why the point system came out. So
Exactly.
what I would like to know is when you went through that point system, what was it? What was the one thing you had that would have given you the edge to come to Canada?
I think my work experience, because as I had mentioned in Nikki's live, that over a course, I'm 35 years old, and I started working at like when I was 18, and in this course, I have had the privilege of working in the finance sector, real estate, and now health and fitness. So that is the biggest contributor that I would think, and of course the language skills that being born and raised in northern part of India, all of my education was in English. So English is kind of like my second language. So that went pretty smoothly. Work experience, age, and just them identifying that me as an immigrant would be able to contribute to this economy basis all these skill factors that I'm carrying from my home country, I guess. And again, the good police and medical background, everything was fine. So
Yeah, it is.
I think for the
People don't.
country I was a good fit.
Some people don't realize that it's quite difficult,
Hmm.
and it goes from the simplest thing, your health. They don't want you to arrive here and you're sick, and your background is your police check is really important. There's a lot of other little things and how well you speak, and then they look at different things during the live interview because I know we all sometimes go through that. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about, you you decided when you came here that in such so short a time you bought your home, we got that under your belt, and you're waiting for the pre-construction, waiting for it to be finished, and then you can move in.
Hmm.
And what would you tell another person, a young person, 35 years old, about purchasing a home so early? What would you say to them?
Just start early and just like
That's
have okay, I would say it will all start with the manifestation, how it happened for me. So uh, just have that vision. Sometimes, what happens is that we get caught in the how of things. How am I going to get that house? How am I going to get that X amount of dollars to be able to afford that house. And in that process, we get caught up and we end up telling ourselves, oh, you know what? It's not going to happen. You see a income statement and you're like, oh, I don't make this much money. I'm never going to afford that. And again, just basis of what I've learned, your job is not your only source of income. You can have multiple sources of income. You can have whatever you want. You just got to have that unwavering, faith that you can have what you want. Now, coming into practical side of things, so of course, you cannot just have this thought and just lock yourself in a closet saying, okay, I will just do this wishful thinking and I'll just get this house. No, again, not going to happen. You have to take steps to get to that goal, right? So what can I do now or today that will help me get to this goal in the next 5 years, 1 years? So maybe I'll start researching about properties. Maybe I'll start looking at these numbers. Maybe start talking to people who are experts like Nikki. Reach out to them, ask them what goes on, how does the market work, and all those things. So start early, start doing that research, get as much knowledge as possible. This is something that helped me in my whole transition of coming here. I was very thorough with my research. Day in, day out, I would just spend on the internet, just trying to grab as much information as I can. And even today, I'm doing this. When I'm attending your lives and everything, I think that you guys are dropping these knowledge nuggets, which are so critical that I don't know how I'm going to use that in my life, but I know that I will in some way or the other, if that
And
makes sense.
yeah, it makes perfect sense. What I still want to dig, because I want it to come out and I'll ask for it, is that when you manifestation has a link.
Mm-hmm.
And the link in my estimation of manifestation is prayer and worship. What is that to you?
I'm sorry. So can you say that again?
Manifestation has a string. It links,
It has
and
links.
because it has prayer and worshiping of a God or your
Mm-hmm.
God, your
Mm-hmm.
kind, and following that amazing rule called the golden rule: treat
Mm-hmm.
others as you want to be treated. Where does that sit with you?
Okay, so again, I'm just gonna start by saying that I come from a very religious and a spiritual family, and I never kind of believed in idol worship, but I always believed that we're all connected with one energy. So now tying that with the manifestation, like if I'm not again, I'm not sure if I am the best person, to put this
No,
in words.
you
So
mentioned you're good
so if
enough.
I'm manifesting something, then my actions have to be in line with what I'm manifesting.
And
So
there you are.
yeah,
Great.
so let's say I'm manifesting that I want to move to Canada from India, and my actions are completely opposite of what I'm doing. So I am not looking into immigration. I am making investments there, and I am, just doing everything that is opposite to what I am trying to manifest. That will not match if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about how I see it because I manifest through Christ.
Hmm.
I, I'm Catholic and I honor my faith quite heavily. And I believe I'm a Christian, so I follow the golden rule intensely.
Hmm.
And I manifest because in my teaching, and I know I read the Sanskrit papers, which is the Hindu
Hmm.
version of the Bible. And in there, you know that you have to live a certain way. But
Yeah.
it's nothing is out of your reach because the Christ in me or the Lord Rama, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi, they all tell you that it's up to you. You have a choice. You have free will. You can ask and you will get it.
Exactly. So it all
And
asks begins with an
faith,
asking. Yeah.
yes, you have to pray and have the faith and the belief that what you are manifesting is what you want.
Hmm.
And so when you said that in your thing and you talk about the abundance attitude, also. So tell me how you link your abundance attitude with where you are right now. Where you have a business of your own in a sense
Hmm.
because you're
Hmm.
doing this the physical energy in a way you teach people how to take care of their body and their diet.
Hmm.
So With this abundance approach, how do you see proper physical health?
So for me, the definition of abundance is not just in terms of wealth, of how much cash is sitting in your account. Okay, that is
That's
just one aspect of it. So if you have $1 million in your bank account, but your health is poor, you're not wealthy.
no, you're
Okay,
not.
and if you still have $1 million, you move fine, but your relationships are messed up, you're still not wealthy. So I believe that you have to be abundant in every aspect of your life. So your health is good, your wealth is good, your relationships are good, and you're just like an overall nice person that people like having you around, right? I mean, that is just how I process abundance. And once you have, abundance flowing in each and every aspect of your life, everything just functions very smoothly. So now tying this back to a physical health. So we all have this energy and this chemistry with our mind and our body, right? And I'm going to tie this back to, what we eat. So it starts with food. Food has energy. We're all made of energy. What we eat is what we become. So if I eat garbage, I will move like garbage, I will think like garbage, and everything else will be garbage. So and just replacing that, if I eat wealthy, eat healthy, I sleep, I do my exercises, I feel better, I function better. And how I'm going to translate that into my life, I might have $1 million idea. I might work on multiple projects because I have that energy that my back doesn't hurt from sitting, in a chair for 6 hours. I can, still play basketball, be with my kids if I'm a father, or just do multiple activities in a day. And humans were made to move, and modern day human has become sedentary. And as much as technology has made our life easy, it has also made us a little bit lazy, because you can literally pick up your phone today and book an air ticket, book a cab which is going to come to your doorstep, book your food literally just sitting in your comfortable chair. And but the downside is that you're sitting in this posture, and just like how we were made. Anybody who studied anatomy or knows how the human body works would know that the type of fibers that are in the system, and how the skeletal muscle mass and how we were designed to move, and we stopped doing that for some reason.
Yes, we did. So you talk about anything, like you talk about the spiritual and you talk about the abundance of physical. I go further and I push it to the emotional health has to be really up to point. And that is difficult, especially now. Then you have the mental health. I always have spiritual health, and I call them financial, and the other one is physical. So I call them the five pillars of prosperity.
Mhm.
If one is broken, the others fall. So you seem to have connected with them. And then what drove you to choose physical health? You didn't seem to have a background in it from India. What made you choose it when you came here?
So again, like I said, that I had as a career, I had finance and real estate. But as a kid, I've always been active. I've always into sports. But back in my day, early '90s kid, very limited opportunities back home, and my all my family has these, fancy jobs, lawyers, career doctors, and bankers, and all that stuff. So having a career in sports was not really an option for me, or at least it wasn't supported in my case. So I was kind of pushed that you will have to have a desk job no matter how good you are in sports, and all those things. But back of my mind, I always wanted to do something to do with physical activity, right? So again, when I was having a career in real estate, I was kind of pursuing bodybuilding at the time. And I loved helping people in the gym while I was working on my physique. But I was in need of a coach that would really, help me get to where I wanted to be. But just my luck that I did not find the right person who could, coach me. And that is when it struck me that there is a dearth of good coaches, and somebody who would really not be after my money, but really like being invested in me. So I said, you know what, let me just take matters in my own hands. And just so that in that time of my life, the market had turned and the real estate was down, and I had kind of had lost my business. And I just said, you know what, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. So I'm just going to take up this time and just get some knowledge, and like good scientific knowledge, get my certification, study hard 5 days a week, do whatever it takes to get certified. And I did that, and I did those courses, got those certifications under my belt, got some experience, worked in some world-class gyms, and then I really I loved it. I loved helping people, just the joy of seeing somebody move better, function better, get rid of their pain, and just being happy, and then just coming back and saying, hey, you know what, I feel good about my body. I used to have problems like doing a flight of stairs, and now I'm able to do, this and that. That when people come back and tell you those things, the job satisfaction is enormous, enormous. That I just like I feel that I'm blessed that I'm making contribution to somebody's life in a very positive way.
So what drives you when you wake up in the morning? What is it that drives you? You have these people that you train, you help, you
Mhm.
get focus on their health, their nutrition. But besides that, what drives you in the morning? When you wake up, what is the first thing that drives you
So
besides
today
your
I'm going to wake up. I'm going to make a positive influence on somebody's life, and improve my life at the same time. So every day I wake up and I'm like, yeah, today I'm going to add value to somebody's life and my own life in some way. That's what drives me every morning, because I literally love what I do right now. Excuse
so
me.
you when you enjoy your work? So what if you had to recommend to somebody like this lady last night, Jackie?
Mhm.
She said you had to find your passion. She talked about your passion, encouraging them to find their passion. What would you do if you had to mentor someone? How would you mentor them? Not maybe in physical health like you, but whatever it is, how would you mentor them to take it on every day?
I would probably just tell, if I were to mentor somebody, I would just find out what drives them. Like for me, this is fitness, right? Like I breathe, I eat, drink, talk about this all day long. So what is it that drives you? And I'm just gonna, say a quote from one of the great presidents that India had, and his quote would literally translate uh, into something like, "Dream is not what you see when your eyes are closed. Dream is something that doesn't let you sleep at night." So, what is that one factor that drives you so much that you can't even sleep and you just want to work on that, build that something that is going to change your life, somebody else's life? And so, I would just try to find that spark in that someone if I were to mentor somebody. That what is it that drives you?
So I like Gandhi's. It's a lot longer than we say. When we say it, he says, "You become the change you want." And
Exactly.
he did, and people don't really know it. It's much longer than that. But that's what you get out of it. So if I had to ask you, what is your mission, like your mission statement? What is your mission statement? Because we all need to have a mission statement when we are in a service industry like you. I
Mhm.
serve because I come up every morning and every night to bring something new to others, to tell them it's possible. And today I talked about water because I was by the lake, and I talked about the persistency of water. Water never gives up. Water always
Mhm.
finds a way. If there's a confrontation between a rock and water, water is going to win. So
Mhm.
what is your mission statement?
Honestly speaking, my mission is to touch as many lives as I can, and I don't want to sound sad, but like when it's my turn to leave this planet, then I just want to be remembered as somebody who, had some impact on their lives, and that's my ultimate goal, to impact and touch as many lives as possible in this lifetime. And I don't know in what way I will impact anyone. I don't know the magnitude of it, but when I'm gone, I just want people to remember me for good reasons. That's all.
So you don't want him to just say he passed this way once and he didn't stop. You want them to say he passed, he stopped, he helped, he pushed, he enhanced, he educated, and he encouraged. That's what you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
So I'm ask some of the people if they would like to ask you some questions. There's more to come, so
yeah, but go easy on me, guys. So these are
you
some very deep
have a
questions that you
question,
just
put in the
asked me.
question box, and let me just welcome everybody who's been here.
And
So
thank you
tell
so much for everybody who's tuning in.
Ali for is here. Hi Ali. Donato is here. And of course you are here.
And
And
Phil is here. Hi, Phil.
And your friends are here,
Yes.
Oh, hello, this is my niece from Dominica. And Demonia. Hello, I hope you're still on. And Nikki, of course, is here.
Nikki wants me to talk about my passion in cars.
Well, Nikki can have a live with that. I want Nikki to ask you a question. Come on,
Okay,
Nikki.
Nikki.
And
Nikki,
Ellen is
ask me a question, but an easy one, okay?
back. You're up early. And Nikki's here. So, and Rai makes you cry is there. That's a special person. Yoko, of course, is here. Exciting conversation. Thanks. Somebody said, who was that?
Thank you
Nikki.
so much. Again, the comments
So
just keep
no,
going
so
up so fast. I miss it, but thank you so much for
okay, we have a question or we have a statement from Udamo. She says, my worry is maintaining the income for the duration since mortgages are for such long periods of time. Okay, I'm going to take this.
okay.
This is right up my alley.
Oh yes. And let's hear it from the expert.
Something, my dear. I know you're going to have a baby in a few weeks. So
Oh
I
wow,
am,
congratulations.
yeah, she's having a baby in a few weeks.
Wow.
So she's just really ready and she's so into it. And I know she's getting her home built. So so let me tell you now, dear, that my worry, that is a word you cannot have. You shouldn't have. That is not the word. You know that. I taught you that. I gave you that information already. My worry. You don't have a worry. Is maintaining the income for the duration since mortgages. And that shouldn't be a worry. You have faith, you have hope, you have a job, so does your husband. So if you put that word before you, then it will become a worry. When you believe, you cannot have doubts. When you believe, you must keep your hope. We talked about hope and faith this morning. So when you believe, you just have to know. And I know you pray. I know you come from, well, like we held the pillars of the church, the family. So I know you do. So you have to take worry. Watch your words because your words are your prophecies. What you say is what you will receive. I know Taran knows that. But what I want you to do, you don't have to worry. You will maintain the income. If you weren't going to be maintaining the income, the mortgagees would not have come and give you that mortgage. They know you have the means and the ways to pay it. And you have to believe. If God took you to that level, he's going to take you to the rest of the way. He never leaves you or she, whatever your God is, but I know what your God is. He never leaves you on the side of the road. He's going to make you go across that river, even if it is stormy. Somehow, some way, you're going to make it. And you have to believe that. This is not the time to be concerned about this. This is the time to worry, not to worry. This is the time to anticipate the birth of your child. Because that is something you're bringing into the world that is miraculous. They can try to fool around with it, but they cannot take it in the act where it comes from. So they don't be worried about that. You have the background, you have support, you have me, you have support, and we can work it. The mortgage has a term, and whether the term is 30 years or 40 years or whatever years it is, it has an amortization. And if you look at the word, spell it, you're brilliant. Look at the word. In the middle of the word, it has a word that spells M-O-R-T. So it goes A-M-O-R-T, T-I-Z-A-T-I-O-N. So mort means death. That means the mortgage dies at the end of this period. And you will survive. So it tells you it's not like a credit card. If I had to be worried, I'd be worried more about credit card debt and line of credit than a mortgage. Because a mortgage is certainly going to die. You can kill it by paying it. So you will be able to maintain the income. At least you're concerned now. And being concerned is part of what makes you succeed. So if you weren't concerned, I would perhaps be concerned. But you are concerned, and you notice I'm not using the word worry. And that's what I try to teach every day. Watch your words. Your words belong to you. I have a friend, I had him say the word hate. And I said, where does it come from? Where do you feel it? He said, in my stomach, at the back of my throat. And I said, what do you feel when you say prefer? It comes from the front. So worry is too harsh. I am concerned is a softer word, and it gives you hope. That doesn't mean worry makes me feel like you're really into it. You're not into it. And you'll make it. You made wise decisions before, and you're going to continue to make them. I know that. So I am so happy you joined. It's a wonderful thing to see you here, knowing that baby's on its way. So you know what? I'm on your side. It's
Yes, if
okay.
you don't mind, I would just like to add something to that.
Let and that you go right ahead.
And I just in 100% agreement with what you're saying, and I would just would extend the same advice that sometimes, things get tough, life happens, but you can either choose to give your energy into what you really don't want, but you talk about it all day to your friends, to your family. Like, let's say if I have bad health and I have a bad knee, I can talk about, oh, my knee hurts every day. I can talk to my friends, this, that. You know what? The universe is going to give me more reasons to complain about my health. So I'll always be in that negative energy. And I know it's easy for me to say, and this actually happened, but first you have to cancel that thought out. What do you really want? Do you want this bad knee? No, absolutely not. You want a good knee, right? So talk about having a good knee. At first, it would feel like a lie that I feel this pain, but I'm constantly telling myself, no, I have a good knee, I can walk. And everybody can apply this to their own lives. So first, it just kind of starts with the make believe that you kind of tell yourself this lie that no, it actually is good. And once you get into that pattern, when you say that no, I have a good knee, and you actually talk about things that you really want and not what you don't like, you don't want, you see
So
that magic happen. It will take some time, but once that shift comes around, and I have personally experienced that. I used to be a very negative person. And I was just telling you this earlier today that everything that I have lost in my life is because of my own thoughts. Everything that I've gained in my life is because of my own thoughts. It was just that mental shift. And once I was able to do that shift, oh boy, I'm having fun with my life. And if, like I said, always say,
perfectly true. I you know anybody who knows me, I watch words, I hear words. Words is my life. So if I have to write, I write every day is words. So I had a friend who did say to me, she my bad knee, and I said to her, "What did it do?" And she said to me, and then she realized she knows who I am. So she said, "What should I say?" I said, "Just say your knee hurts. You don't have to put that bad word before it." I said, but then do something about it. What are you going to do? So, as I said, each word we speak every day, we're prophesizing our future, and we
yes,
understand that. Don't wish anything for anybody you wouldn't want for yourself, because you're going to get it.
exactly.
It's going to come right to you. So you
And
have to think all your words, your thoughts are your words. And your thoughts doesn't come from your head, guys. It comes from your heart.
yes,
And
exactly.
those negative thoughts, guess what? It will get sick too. So I'm glad you were able to address it for her. She's not as she's not quite your younger, but it's really important that, and I'm so glad she came and asked that
Yeah,
question.
and she
Made
can
that
like just replace this thought by just saying, okay, like in case of a knee, yeah, okay, my knee hurt, but it's getting better. It is getting better because you want this to get better, right? So if I'm behind my bills for whatever reason, I'm saying it is
yeah,
getting better for
and she
whatever reason.
says that we will have the money. We are going to have the money. We can make it. The money is there. I can see
Hmm.
the money already, and it's a mantra. It's an act of prayer. I have faith. I
Yeah,
believe what I ask, I will get, and no matter
always.
at it, you're going to succeed. Somebody has a question.
Ali has a question. It's a very interesting question. How does reason triumph over emotion? Tessa, why don't you take that one?
What? Come on. What did Ali say? Ali has a question. What?
He says, how does reason triumph over emotion?
How does vision triumph over emotion? Without you, it doesn't triumph. It's a combination. The more emotion you put in something, the more and into the vision, the more it materializes. The more passion you put into something, if you want to be passionately in love with someone, you're going to look to see all the things that you're passionately in love, and you look for them.
Absolutely.
And that, so the vision of what you want is the beginning. Passion like the fertilizer, or emotion is like the fertilizer that makes it grow. So what you want and what you see, that vision that you have created of the life you want, or if it's a material thing, or if it's perfect health, if it's good health, if it is a closer relationship with God, a spiritual relationship, that you can ask for too, you know. So when you see the vision of you honoring your God, or you're trusting in Him and behaving and keeping the rules, you can put the vision. I am a better person. You put the passion into that vision. I am doing what I want to do. I feel good about it. And you talk it out open. You don't just sit there and shake your head like that. You stomp your feet. I have had to do this. When I wanted to conquer what it was, and to see it and to know, and I put vision and I put passion behind my vision, and I put emotion, and I stepped into it. I walked on it. I walked through the house, and I'm going to get it. And I came across when Ford was building the cars, and they told him he couldn't get an 8-cylinder engine, and he said, I'll have it. He said, go back and keep working on it, because I'm going to have it. And that was his passion speaking, yet he was not educated at all. But he was smart enough to hire educated people who would work endlessly to do it. So that's the same thing we have to do. Put your passion, your emotion into your vision. And your emotion is your passion. You want it. Like Charun said, I wanted it. He said about getting his home, getting the money, how many jobs he had. He didn't just sit on his laurel of one job and say, I will get it in 20 years from now if I keep this job. And once he gets it, I'm going to teach him how to pay it off faster, so he has more money to do more things, more important things. So
Exactly.
emotion and vision needs emotion. Without emotion, vision will die.
And I'm so glad you brought up Henry Ford's reference, because I have this one quote that I really love from him. And again, this is just like borrowed from what I've read in the books. He said that whether you think you can have or you cannot, both ways you're right. It really just depends on you, because you really believe that you can't have it, you will never have it. And
Yeah,
you really believe that you can have this, no matter what you set your heart out to, you can have it. And then the
yeah.
universe, the dots will connect, you will meet the right people, something will show up, something will work out,
It
and
always
you
works.
will have it.
It always works out. So we have 200 questions above, at the back here. So let me see if I can find them.
200, my
I,
God.
I'm just joking. And what is your favorite food besides your own culture?
Is
So
that for me?
it's always for you.
Oh, my favorite food.
Don't say pizza. That's
Oh
what he.
no, I actually enjoy Mexican food a lot. So I'm a vegetarian. So I enjoy all sort of like I said, Mexican food. I like my burritos. I like my like naked burritos, like in a bowl and with all the greens and the guacamole and the lettuce and what have you not. So I enjoy that, of course. And the Italian food, I like spaghetti and a pasta. And who doesn't like pizza? And Nikki, Nikki has asked me a very tricky question. What is your favorite card? Nikki, there's no one right answer to this.
Let us answer this question. I like this one better. Tell Nikki, we'll get to her in a minute. What is your favorite part about living in the city of Toronto?
I'm sorry, say that again. Sorry.
What is your favorite part about living? What is your favorite thing, I should say, about living in Toronto? What you
Ah,
most about living in Toronto?
that how this city has taught me just to be tough and just keep going. So I'll be very honest. When I moved here, my first year, first 6 months were very tough, and I thought that this city is rejecting me like every now and then, just because of how things were tough during my first 6 8 months. And I hated being here, to be honest. And I just thought that, I wanted to move to Calgary. I should have done that. I should have never moved to Toronto. Things are so expensive. TTC is always crowded. I had all the reasons to hate it. But then I now in the hindsight, I can say that Toronto is like a beer. It's an acquired taste. So it teaches you how to be humble. It teaches you that you're not alone. You have so many other people who've come from so many other countries. The diversity is awesome, and like just how the city moves, how it functions, and it just how it humbles you. I think that is like that is what I love about Toronto. And of course, how beautiful it is, and there are so many things to do in and out of Toronto. It's amazing, but this city teaches you stuff that you would never learn in the comfort of your home.
It's one of the most amazing cities in the world. So we
Oh,
are
it
not
is.
Nikki's question yet. Nikki, hold on, Nikki. Come on, Nikki, hold on. What is the favorite part of the body you like to train?
Um, Good question. Okay, honestly speaking, chest and biceps, like every other guy would, like every guy wants to have it, but then I've always focused on training legs. So purely because of a scientific reason, because that's 50% of your body. The largest muscle group in the body is legs. So if you train legs, you're indirectly training your entire body.
Isn't
So,
that,
sorry?
I said, isn't that true?
It is. It's the largest muscle group. Like no matter what your goal is, if you want to gain muscle, lose fat, whatever it may be, you have to train legs. And love it, hate it, you have to do it. And my clients would vouch for it that no matter how much they hate it, I always the legs is always a part of their program. No matter what they say, they're sore, and there are so many things that I can do: front, back, side, up, down. Like the world is my oyster when it comes to leg training. So yeah, legs, definitely legs.
Okay, there's another question I think you should also take. Um, what is what is the greatest lesson learned through TBJS? I don't know what that is, but anyway, do you know what TBJS is? Guess not.
TBJ, yes, I am not sure, and I don't want to guess
Nick,
at the cost of
take the second, the other one. What is your greatest lesson learned throughout your journey coming to Canada? The lesson first that you learned.
that. I can never take things for granted. To be honest, like I cannot just be in a very comfortable and be in a cocoon and just take things for granted. Okay, yeah, this is given to me, and this is always going to be there. And just the entire journey of moving here and having worked different locations, and then the pandemic happened, and it has been a roller coaster for me. I never felt settled. That okay, this is. I mean, the minute I would start to feel settled, something would like
Yes,
happen.
that's what you're saying there. That is what builds character.
Yeah.
That is your character. You have to feel unsettled. When you're feeling fine, it's not good. It's not enough.
Hmm.
So when you're sitting there and you're feeling like, okay, it's cool, I'm good. That
Hmm.
is that is not that's complacency.
That complacency is in the way of your growth in
Yeah,
a
when
way.
you're that like my coach told me to go make live videos,
Hmm.
and while I'm out. So, it wasn't easy. It's still not easy, but I don't care. I hold the camera too close. I do this, I do that. And I do leg. I believe in the leg, the lower part from here down. The leg is important because I climb those hills purposely 5 times
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
But I know I'm breathing like somebody that is a Trojan horse because I'm going up the hill and I'm trying to talk. It's not comfortable,
It is
but I
not.
don't do it, I will not succeed or get what I want. So that's why I said coming to Canada, it's different. It frightens you, it throws you off,
Hmm.
and you have to fight it. You have to realize to succeed, I need to go over this.
Yeah.
And so let's look at this other question. Maybe they fixed that one. So that one still is there. So Nikki, what? No, Nikki, no car for you today. You,
Sorry, Nikki, I'll address that separately or on your live again. We can
yes, we
talk
have
about cars and about
again.
the whole experience of buying a car.
So
But
let us.
it's Tessa-Marie's show. I have to play by the
So
rules.
Nikki's my friend, so she can take it. So okay, so let us say what is your favorite car because I really don't want Nikki to be crying in her dinner.
Okay, it is a very tough question because ever since I can imagine, I've loved cars. Like they're my passion. Loved them Like the only toy that I bought would be a car and just all sort of models. So now at this stage, I have different categories. So somebody has to ask me, which car do you like in a muscle car category, or which one do you like in an SUV? But right on the top of my head, just I would say Mercedes GLS. I really like how, powerful and how big that car is, and it just has that road presence, if you will. So, but then again, I'm telling you very honestly, it's just one of many. I like so many. I like hypercars, supercars, the small cars, the big cars, and just list just goes on.
So the thing tells me that Nikki knew you love that. That's why she said that. Does she drive her GLS?
She drives a GLB 250. It's something that I recommended to her. And I would have got it for myself had I not made the decision, to get a house. But just my
Oh,
luck.
get the house, get the house, get the house.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense because the car is in essential is
It
not going
is
to build an asset.
plenty
So it's
from
going
here.
to depreciate in a value. So,
Yeah,
but just like again, the smart thing was to get put this money down that I've been saving for the house, and then
yeah.
I
The
will do
car.
something, of course, that I'm not giving up on buying a Mercedes. I'm
Oh
definitely
no,
having this Mercedes. Like,
don't.
I mean, it's not even like a question for me. I'm like, I've told this to myself that I will get a Mercedes. I also want to get the Mustang. Mustang has been an all-time favorite, and
That's
I
it.
hope by the time I get it, they don't stop making the V8 engine because everything is moving electric. So by the time I'm in the market for a Mustang, I hope that they're still making a V8 because that is something, a promise that I've made to myself, to be honest, that I will not die before I get a Mustang. So
Okay,
their Mustang has to be in my garage.
that's really great. I'm glad to hear that's you have those two goals. And what is the most important thing you said? And that you bought the house before the car.
Mhm,
So the house will let you buy a car.
mhm,
It also give you room to buy a car, but a car
mhm.
has no room to buy a house.
Yeah,
So the people who think that they can buy a car and then get the house, they're working backwards.
yeah.
And so I think that is great. That's absolutely wonderful.
A
So
25-year-old me would have probably had the money, would have gone straight to the Ford dealership, bought a Mustang. But now I think I've, become wise. So I'm like, okay, you know what, car can wait. And moreover, I still yet to get my G2. So, even if I get a car, it's just going to sit outside my house and I can drive it. So making the house made
at
more
the
sense.
at your age, getting a mortgage and all of that, by in another 15 years, you'll have that paid off. So you can buy whatever Mustang or whatever Mercedes Benz you want because they are beautiful cars. So, and
Yeah.
they do know how to hug the road. So
Yeah.
that's one of the most important things about them. Let me see if we have any more questions for you.
Thank you so much for that comment, Nikki. It's just coming up on my screen now that about me having good knowledge about cars. So yeah, I mean, I love cars. I love tech. And we have just one life, right? So why just
I'm
have one hobby? Have as many as you can.
an advisor, and I'm glad you followed your advice. So that's nice. So what other advice you have? No. So what car do you want me to buy?
Oh, I'll have to probe you. What is the budget? What is the car that you like? You want a high, low? You want it to be powerful? You want to be electric? You want to be a hybrid? And, you would Nikki would vouch for it that I asked her a couple of questions that she was leading towards Tesla. And then I told her the pros and cons of buying a Tesla right now. And considering her living situation, does she have access to a charger? Does she not have it? And all those things. And I think then Nikki would agree that, like right now, considering everything, still getting a gas powered car did make more sense. But
Information.
the,
So choose a car. Okay. I'll give
sorry,
next time. I'll give you all the information so you can help me choose a car.
definitely, I would love to. I would love to. I really love cars. It would
Now
be an
for
honor for me.
Vicky should be happy. She owes me one because she owes me.
Oh, that is between you two.
So
Either way, I'm getting a ride in her Mercedes in your new car, whatever you guys choose to buy. I want to be involved in that process.
so if you have to when you're moving from this career, Or do you have a choice, or you have a plan for another career choice besides fitness?
Yes, definitely. But I'm not at the cost of leaving this because I'm very passionate about this. I want to continue to do this. But of course, this will be one of the things that I do, and it still is one of the things that I do. So again, being my own boss and having that privilege of choosing my hours and choosing the way I want to work has also given me avenues to, maybe dabble a little bit into the stock market, which is new for me, but I love that. I like reading about companies, being investing early, and just seeing, who's coming up with what concept, what will take off in the future, like battery stocks and drone deliveries and something robotics. So I love, researching into all of that. So
Go there because it's a fascinating career. I've had part of that, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It was one of the most fascinating times I had because I love the adrenaline rush. I love the idea that I didn't know and I knew, and yet I didn't. It was, you
yeah,
know, I still enjoy the volatile part of investing, even
yeah.
as a much older person. I am not a very cautious investor. I like taking the chances with emerging nations.
Mm.
So I still fool around with it.
I like the sound of that. So yeah, so that is something that I want to do maybe a little bit more aggressively, when the time and situation allows for it.
Um,
And sorry.
you jump in. You should put your toes in, and
Yeah,
and then until you get to see the ground beneath you. But it's a fascinating career.
it is
Uh,
a fascinating career.
yeah, it is. It is, and it's
And
really.
as I mentioned to Nikki as well, that like I've had real estate as a career. Maybe I don't want to have real estate as a career again, but I like the idea of having multiple properties and being able to do, a lot of things with that. So and it has always been a good asset in my opinion. It always will be, and God willing, and just I'm gonna work towards it, and that is one of my personal goals, that I want to be a multiple property owner. And like, why just limit it to GTA, and maybe have something in Vancouver, and maybe have something
At
in
the
the
end
mid part, right?
of the day, I'm partial to GTA. GTA is a hub. There is very few investment you're going to make 15% every year on, besides home in GTA,
Hmm.
or I call it. I call it, the Greater Toronto area. That's what it means. I just say Ontario.
Hmm.
Um, if somebody wants to get in touch with you to be trained by you, tell us how they can meet you.
They can just reach out to me. Instagram is something that I'm working on, so they can reach out to me on Instagram. Then I can get in touch with them either. Sorry.
Put your Instagram handle in the comments.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'll do that right now. Um,
Does anybody already know somebody who's interested in getting some advice from you on their health and nutrition and physical?
yeah. So if anybody's interested, then they can definitely reach out to me, and I can. So what I really do is I ask questions. So first round of discussion is always me doing an interview, so to speak. That what do you want to do? Why do you want to do? Have you set a time frame for it? And things that I've learned in my career, I'm just going to apply all of that and tell them that this is what we can do. Have a realistic expectation around, this is what you're trying to do. This is going to take some time. I don't like to lie to people. I don't like to, take their money on the pretext of saying that, I will change your body in the next 1 week. That's not going to happen. If they have that expectation, I tell them that it's not going to happen, and I can lie to you and take your money, but that's not the ethical way of doing that. So first round of interaction is always me just getting to know this person. And I never want to, I've never treated a client as like my 4 o'clock or my 3 o'clock. Everybody comes with a story, right? Like, why do they want to do what they want to do? And have they faced any failures or successes in the past? I want to know about that. Have they worked with the fitness professionals in the past? What was that experience like? So I will ask a lot of questions. to really understand why is this person doing what they're doing and where do they want to go with this. And basis then I guide them, counsel them, and then the discussion goes into signing up for personal training, nutrition, and all those things. So yeah, definitely, if you have, if you're looking to, get the services, then definitely reach out to me on Instagram. It's the best way.
Another question I'm just going to ask, right? Maybe it's a question. How often do you connect with your clients in a week? Do you see them once a week, twice a week? Do you talk to them?
Uh, so normally my training pattern is that I'm training people at least 3 times a week. So and the math that I give them, that okay, it's a 1 day on, 1 day off kind of an approach. But what I tell them is that you have 24 hours in a day, multiplied that by 7, and I'm only asking 3 hours of that number. Okay, rest I will tell you what to do, but don't just think that you just do this 3 hours and you'll change. That's not going to happen, because odds are still not in my favor, right? If I just look at mathematically, if I take 1 hour out of your 24 hours, it's still less than 5% of your day. So to answer that question, I train at least on a frequency of 3 times a week. But then again, people have different schedules. Sometimes they are able to do, 2 times a week. But on a month, if you look at it, so we meet at least 10 to 12 sessions in a month. That is something that is a minimum that is required for me to able to, give them any result in the next 3 6 months, 1 year. That is the time that requires to, change the dynamics of the body. But how often do I talk to them? Almost on a daily basis,
So now,
because
excuse me, go ahead.
so it's not just that I did a session and then I'll forget about them, right? So if I train them, I'll send them a follow-up text. How are you feeling? You complained about this. How is this happening? And tell me about it. Are you feeling okay? You said that you were sore. Is it better now? So I'm constantly in touch with my clients, and I know exactly what's going on with them. I know about what's going on with their families and everything, because like I said, it's just not a 4 o'clock or a 3 o'clock appointment that I'll just shut my laptop and be like, okay, I forget about this person. I want to know everything about them, because it's personal training. It has to has a personal touch to it. So and I guess they appreciate that. They like that love, attention, and that care, and that's why people have stuck with me for a long time.
So now with COVID, that was what prompted you to ask.
Mhm.
Now with COVID, how do you do your training? Is it Zoom? What do you do?
So I have multiple platforms: Zoom, FaceTime, whatever platform that the client is willing to work on, and just I have an iPad that I keep here, right where I've kept the tripod today, and this is my, so to speak, my work area. So I have my mat and everything. So I explain what the exercises are, demonstrate that first. Then they, again, because of experience now, I can verbally coach people, tell them how are they supposed to bend their legs, back, everything. If they still don't get it, I show them again, and then I just sit and watch how they move. Then I constantly give them feedback. Sometimes I take a video of them, to show them what I'm seeing, and how I'm so, like, how their back is supposed to be, how their hands are supposed to be. And it's all about like the coaching. If I'm able to give them their cues, most of the people understand. Some people understand in one go, second, and that I'm persistent. You've got a taste of that today, right? So I never give up. I'm like, okay, if they're not getting it, then something is wrong with me that I'm not able to explain to them, because this person is a well adjusted human being. They can understand simple instructions. So I have to dial it down, very simple terms, that just place your hands here, this is what it's supposed to be, and it works. I had doubts about it when I started online training, but it has just picked up, and now the world is the oyster. I have clients in different parts of the world, and it's just awesome.
Mm. So do you have anything on pattern? Because we've been an hour, and there's much more I could ask. I hope you enjoyed this live.
I
Let me,
love every bit of
let
it.
me, you were so scared of coming on a live with me. So how do you feel?
I feel awesome, and I just, like I said, this is my second time, talking live on Instagram, and like personally for my business, I'm also, you know, trying to get more traction on Instagram. But it like I said, you know, it's tough. It's not easy to talk in front of the camera and to put yourself out of the world and just talk. Sometimes you know want you make mistakes, but but then again, the fear of not being judged and you know, people accepting me as face value and whatever I am in front of the camera right now. No, I don't have any script. I have nothing. I in fact had some talking points, but I did not even look at it today. It was just impromptu. So I'm putting myself out here, uh, out of my comfort zone, and being a professional for the last 5 6 years, I'm still learning, and it's an ever, you know, evolving process. So thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of so many people, and I really appreciate everyone who joined today to listen to what I had to share. So I'm
It was,
honored.
yeah. Let me look at the names. Helen and of course Ali always with us, so that what is good. So yes, Ali comes in. He helps us all the time. Ali's a great supporter of everybody. And Helen came, and Yoko is always there, and of course Leonardo. And Nikki shows her head and she pulls it back in very quickly. Tonight, because you were on, she was there all along. So I'm going to hold her to that. Next time you come in and you just put your toes in the water, I'm going to pull you in, Nikki.
I'm sure, like, you know, people are busy, people have their agendas, and, you know, so I really appreciate it. And sometimes I want to catch so many lives, but it's just that, you know, I have a schedule that I have to stick to, and I'm working like all 7 days a week. So sometimes it's hard, but I really appreciate it. Even if somebody just stepped in to say hi, I really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Anytime, we'll do it. Let me see. I have to make sure I remember all these names.
And
I
thank you so much for your comments, everyone.
And that was really good. So many people, people are still joining. Ali. So my favorite food is vegetarian and lamb meat. Ali, I thought you were eating lamb and vegan is not the same, Ali. We have to talk to you about that. So thank you guys. I wish I could just write all these names. I want to send everybody a little bit of a note, but it looks like I might forget. And I'll try my best. You know, I should bring my pen here, and that's what I'll do next time, because it's such an honor for people
It
to take,
is.
of you to take your time and to come here and be with us and listen to us and entertain the other people and share your thoughts with us. It's really important, and I am grateful for each and every one of you. And I know Tehran is also, and I'm happy you stopped by. All of you, there were like somebody, Jimmy, and somebody that the name started with a B. B-U-R, but Keegan, that must be somebody else. And I don't know all of these names, but I'm sure, guys, that it is amazing that we had such a nice night tonight. So thank you for coming, and especially my niece. I'm so happy you joined us, and keep joining us. You get some nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. And I think Ali had a question, why change the lifetime? And Ali, if you're still tuned in, it was because of me. It was
You
because of me, because I did not have the availability. So I told Tessa that can we move it to 7:30. So so that's on me. So and we wanted to do it 7, but it's just that I had the availability for 7:30. So so that's why we changed the time. And
it's
Tessa has left me with you guys.
hold the fort. You can hold the fort. I want to know.
Yeah.
This is so amazing. I went to get a book to write this. This is a book I wrote. My very first book I wrote. And I
Wow.
thought a copy would still be hanging around. And it's called The Story of a Tree. It's absolutely sweet. It's not long, but it was. I went to get this book so I could write the names so I can send everybody a little note. And this fell out of this book. And
Wow.
that I must have written it, oh my God, in 2000 something, maybe 2000. So I want to send everybody a note. So it says the story of a tree. It's fascinating how it happened. When I was learning to be a planner, um, one of the things that we wrote exams downtown at the convention center, and these exams were 4 hours each one. Were 4 hours long, and they were nine. And one night around 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm taking the GO train home, and my husband would have to pick me up at the train station. It's 3 minutes from the house, and I'm sitting there, and it was summertime. And out of the concrete, I saw a little tree growing. Just that's all I saw, and it became a book. I
Wow.
called it The Story of a Tree.
And what a beautiful story. Like, just
Yeah,
this.
and that's how I wrote it. It was really, it's so, I write very differently.
And someday I would like to, pick your brain about how did you, mm, become an author? Like that is
Oh,
something that I, always on the back of my mind.
always, I'm always willing to share. Sometimes some of my friends told me I share too much.
Yeah,
So,
so definitely we would want to, hear more from you. How did you become an author? How did you publish your first book? How did that, like, what was that journey like? And if someone, like any one of us, including myself, wants to write a book someday, so what tips would you have? Because all of us would have some life experiences that we can share with the world, right? So, like, if I were to actually publish it and share it with the world, how does that happen?
how do that? Yeah. So, well, you have a life. Bring me as your guest.
Okay, I'll work on that definitely.
Your feet
Uh,
is in the water.
mhm.
So, oh my God, there's so many people on that live. I have to, you're saying right there, I don't know how not to say thank you. Because I think when somebody takes the time and presses that button and listen to us for all that time, that we need to make sure we let them know we appreciate them by sending a personal note. I send a personal note to everybody, um, just to say I appreciate you. And and it's really important. If you don't do that and you just send a little, I don't like people, I shouldn't say I don't like. It's not nice when somebody send you um, an emoji. An emoji is not is a lazy person's work.
Note to self.
An emoji is insulting. If you are there and you come in to see the thing and you take the time, say something. Or if you cannot say something, you know, let somebody know that you were there. But sending me a little emoji and I know you didn't look at the whole thing. It's not that I hate that you do that, but you should always. If it was your life, you'd like me to say something, so do the same. So that's why I take the time to make sure everybody gets a little note from me, and that is important.
That
So
is
this,
that is very important, and again, I could not thank everyone enough for their time for listening to whatever I blurted today. Just some thoughts were constructed, some were just like on the spot. So I'm not sure if I made a lot of sense, but in case I did, and you liked it, and in any which way you stuck till the end and you watched this, I'm personally very grateful to everyone who tuned in, even if it was for a second. So thank you so much for that, everyone.
that is how I look at it too. And if they took the time to put themselves out there to join us, I think I should put the time and spend half an hour and send a personal note. It's not going to hurt you to do that.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
very important that you honor. Look, people are still coming in, and this was really Dupree is a friend of ours. I haven't seen him for a while, and here he's joining. Dupree, you have to watch it. It was a fascinating life. Rosie is there again. Hi, Rosie, my dear. I love your support. Thank you so much. It's so nice to know that you're always there. So it was quite a nice night we had.
Absolutely. The pleasure is
Yeah,
all mine. And again, thank you so much for inviting me today. And it is a pleasure to do this with you. And I'm having such an awesome week. Two Instagram lives in a matter of 2 days. I feel like a celebrity right now.
that is because you are a celebrity. So when
Oh,
you the point about doing a live is to entertain the people. If you sit there and your face look chalk white or chalk green and you're not entertaining, I think we should always make it interesting. I think we should
I
always do that.
completely agree.
And if you have something to share, share it. because it's always important that we let others look at all these names, you know. So it's amazing, and then I'll send it out there to them. I hope I wrote them properly. But guys, it was amazing. Tehran had so much to share, and if you're looking for him, DM him. He's Tehran.Shama3, and give him a call, and he has a lot to share. He's a young investor, and quite young to be buying his first home. And then yet, but he has something amazing to share. And that is, he has a journey of abundance that he loves. Manifestation is his key. He believes and he has faith in what he does. And I found my little book for the first time in a long time. I haven't seen this book. I know I have a couple copies, but this one you can see it's not even been read. So one day I will read this to you, Tehran.
For sure, I would love that. I would love that.
Story, and it's only from seeing. That's why words mean more to me than pictures. I can see.
And the color of the book kind of matches my T-shirt, if you didn't notice. So maybe it was meant to be.
The color for me, my girlfriend, when she was alive, but she did that. So thank you guys for a wonderful evening. Thank you for dropping in, all of you, Angela and Rosie and Dupre, and you guys are just so. You guys are so supportive, and Dave and Debbie, you guys want to make me cry. You know, I get so emotional. My friend crying again. So
wow,
so much.
It's a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for dropping in. I'll see you guys at 8 tomorrow. We did it late tonight because Tehran is a very busy trainer, and he had people to train. So I had to accommodate him because I wanted him to talk about his wonderful journey to choosing Canada as his home, and coming here and getting his house, buying his house in such a short period of time, and working. And now he's a trainer and he wants to invest in real estate, which I know is fabulous. I did that many times over with my brothers, and it's a solid way to make money. When you have one house, another one is easy to get.
Yeah, so, it's just getting that foot into the door, right?
Yeah, just go for it. You are there halfway. Never stop and say, I can't, because we always can. And you know that manifestation and abundance is key. And Ali, vision and needs emotion.
So, I'm sure you got that. And thank you for the follow, Ali, and I will make sure that I also follow back. So, you know, we'll just do all of this after the live. And thank you so much. Like, again.
So I'll see you guys, and thank you for joining, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Take care. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
You too. We'll talk.